Welcome to our annual Biz Women Mentoring Monday event, where we have the honor of having 30 incredible business women who have made themselves available for your career questions. I want to thank the Executive Alliance for their support of this event. If you're looking for a way to extend your Mentoring Monday experience year-round, consider applying for Executive Alliance's Effective Impact Mentoring Program. And here to say a few words about the Executive Alliance is one of our legacy mentors, Maria Johnson Darby, COO of Keswick. Maria.
Thank you, Rhonda. How are you all this morning? I am thrilled to be the co-chair of the mentoring committee at Executive Alliance. Women today contribute to today's workplace with solid skills and diverse perspectives, but too often they aren't making it to the C-suite or the boardroom. Sometimes the pace of change seems glacial. That's where Executive Alliance comes in. We take strong action to bring women to the table and are laser focused on the needs of executive women. Through advocacy, education, and mentorship, Executive Alliance accelerates the success and leadership of accomplished women in Maryland. We are delighted to sponsor Mentoring Monday again this year. Many of our members are here today as mentors. If you want to take your development a step further, Executive Alliance nurtures professional women with our Effective Impact Mentoring Program. This is a year-long transformational experience that cuts across industries and supports participants in finding their next professional step. Applications for the Effective Mentoring Program are open now at executivealliance.org/program/mentorship. Thank you all and have a rewarding morning.
Thank you, Maria, and the Executive Alliance, which I am also a member of, and it is really a great organization. We really appreciate your partnership in bringing this opportunity to Baltimore's women in business. Last year, we introduced an award that epitomized what we're doing here today, mentoring. Once again, we asked for nominations for Business Mentor of the Year, and the business community delivered. We have another great honoree. This year's Mentor of the Year has a passion for mentoring that transcends age groups, from elementary students to growing professionals. She has led and participated in a number of initiatives, both inside and outside her company, aimed at increasing the presence of women in STEM fields. She has served as a judge for the Society of Women Engineers Scholarship Award at local science fairs and for Project Lead the Way programs in Baltimore City and Anne Arundel Public Schools, as well as mentoring one-on-one with a mission to open the way for more women in the often male-dominated field of engineering. We're so proud to honor this year's Mentor of the Year. Congratulations, Kimberly Groves, President and CEO of KCW Engineering Technologies. Kimberly, congratulations.
Thank you, Rhonda.
And I believe, see, you already have your award.
Yes.
Which is great. We're glad to know that you have received your award from Allogram, which is our awards partner, and it didn't get lost in the mail. Mail's been interesting these days. I want to ask you a question before we go into our breakout sessions. And that is, how do you create space in your schedule to mentor, and why is it important?
Oh gosh, that's a great question, Rhonda. I think my answer might surprise some of the amazing ladies that are participating this morning. For me, looking for space in your schedule, for any of us looking for space in our schedule, it feels rigid, and it can be kind of quantifiable, right? We're looking for a hole to fit something in. I think that for me in my career, I spent a lot of years feeling like the words or even the question, who are your mentors? How are you mentoring? I wasn't sure how to answer it, and it felt a little intimidating. And then I realized that I just needed to connect with the fact that I think everyone here, we're mentors at heart. We're mentees at heart, right? We want to learn from whatever setting we're in every day and take that knowledge and pass it along. It allows the knowledge to multiply. It allows the strong women at the table, men, anyone, anywhere in their career. I think that if you just make mentoring who you are and weave it into your day-to-day, that's how you find that it actually occupies more space on your schedule than you could ever have your phone ding and say, it's time to be here. You've been there all along. So that's my answer.
I think that's a great answer because what you're saying is sort of, you start to naturally, it becomes organic when you make it a part of who you are, which I think is a great way to look at it. Congratulations again, Kimberly, on being our Mentor of the Year.
Thank you.
And now I think we're ready to get started with our mentoring. Let's break out. Earlier this morning, and there might be a few of you might have missed it, but earlier this morning, we recognized this year's Mentor of the Year, Kimberly Rose. And before we head into our next breakouts, I want to chat briefly with last year's Mentor of the Year, Cecily Bedwell, Principal of Design Collective. Cecily was the winner of our inaugural Mentor of the Year. Hi, Cecily.
Hi, good morning, Rhonda. Nice to be back.
Good to see you again. It's literally been a year since I've seen you.
And what a year it's been.
And this year, we're honored to have you as one of our mentors. With so many of us working from home, there has been a lot of discussion about the impact it's having on women's careers. Sheila Murphy was just talking about this a little bit when we talk about the responsibility women have had to shoulder during this pandemic. So especially in terms of mentoring and development, what advice do you have for women who want to seek out mentorship in this virtual business climate?
Sure, yeah, that is a great question. I know it's been a challenge. I entered into the pandemic with 2 active mentees, and we have continued through last year, as well as doing a ULI program. So it has been an active year nonetheless, even with the pandemic all around us. One thing I found very helpful is with one of my in-house, in-office mentees, we did walks, mentoring walks. So we would both, set a time, get outside and walk while we talked. And it was a great way to make that a unique, special opportunity and get some fresh air and see some nature. And we would share what we were seeing as we walked as well. So that's a great way to stay connected. Maybe wait until the weather gets warmer, but I know I was outside yesterday on a walk and it was beautiful out. So I think that's possible, and weave some exercise in with mentoring. So double whammy, you got to multitask. And the other one, other person that I'm mentoring, we set up monthly mentoring meetings. He's pursuing his AICP to be a certified planner. And so consistency is the key there. We set out a schedule, we meet every month. He relies on that as a push to get the studying done to be able to sit for that exam. And it's great just to connect for me as well and remember going through that process myself.
Now, I think those are great tips. I love the idea of going on a walk because it gives you something to look forward to. But yes, when it gets warmer, I think that's something we can all take more advantage of. Thank you, Cecily. And I wanted to speak briefly with Deetra Miller, who's the administrative president for business banking at M&T Bank. Hi, Deetra.
Hi, good morning, Rhonda.
And I just want to sort of just get your insight. I have a question for you, and it really is about, first of all, sharing the best advice you received from a mentor, and then talk to us about the impact of mentorship on your career, because we're all here, we're seeking mentorship or we're actually being a mentor, and it's about why do we do this? What's the impact?
Yeah, sure. So, well, thanks for asking the question. Thanks for giving me the time today. And I really appreciate being a part of the event. So nice to meet everybody. I would say the best piece of advice that I've ever gotten was to not be afraid of my own voice. So I am very much an extroverted person, but in larger settings, I'm very introverted. I do not necessarily like networking events. I am terrified of public speaking, although I force myself to do it. So many times I'd be in the back of the room, or I'd be in the room in general and just wouldn't say anything for fear that I may say something wrong, or my idea isn't good enough, or that I would just embarrassed myself. And many times too, I obviously, went to college. I always felt like I was a pretty smart individual, but, being a woman, also being a woman of color, being added to that, just fearful that I am speaking on behalf of, women, Black women, and just really being afraid if I said something, maybe another Black woman wouldn't be given a chance if what I said wasn't accepted. So I had to really fight through those insecurities and really lean on mentors. And in our last session that I just had recently with the group that I was in, we talked about sponsorship and the importance of that. And I think the more that I was able to rely on mentors, having conversations, having those one-on-one discussions, and being given that confidence it comes from within, but being given the opportunity to talk to people and them just encouraging me, it really helped to build my confidence. And then when I found some really great sponsors, knowing that there were people advocating for me on my behalf when I wasn't even in the room, which knowing that there were people that believed so highly in my abilities, it just continued to give me the courage. And so now even though I really get afraid to speak in front of people, it's not something that I dwell on. If I say something and it doesn't come off the way that I intend to, I'm not perfect, and none of us are. And I don't think people believe that we have to be, which I think that really unlocks the power that is within who I am as a person and the value that I can bring. And I now know that I bring value to any room that I'm in because everybody has something to add. So those are just the things that really helped me in terms of finding great mentors and definitely finding sponsors that truly believed in the power of DTRA.
Well, I would never guess that you had any problems being heard. Anytime I've heard from you, you always do a great job. And I think that your point is well taken, because it really is about that confidence of just being allowed to speak, and being heard, especially in a group. I find that in a group of other strong voices, we tend to diminish ourselves. So I hope that, you can connect with a mentor that will guide you the same way that Deetra was guided, because we really do need to find our voices in order to get the right advocate, the right sponsor to advocate for us.